Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
Well, do you have the UFC app on your phone?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
he does this. The last three intros he's in. I nailed it. I didn't even look at my.
Dude, I would hope you have it nailed. We're 137 episodes in.
Anyways, I'm your host, Eric.
Dominic.
This is Dom. We are currently on episode 137, as he mentioned. We have a very special guest. We have Santos Perez, aka Golf Punk. He's a golfer and a very talented artist. If you're not following him on Instagram, make sure to hit that follow button. His handle is at Doodles and Divots. That's DOODLES and Divots, DIVOTS. Santos, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us on the podcast.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good.
Great. We've been talking about how excited we've been to have you on the podcast, and now it's actually we're here. So thank you so much for joining us.
Feeling's definitely mutual, for sure. Super excited to be on here. Listened to you guys for quite a while now, so
we appreciate the support.
Do you know Beard from Sucker Pin Society at all?
I do know Beard, not personally, but through Instagram. Yeah, we became pretty cool friends. So yeah.
So Beard introduced us to your art.
Oh, nice.
And I was immediately like, I'm hooked. Like it's one of those things where it's like growing up around art, like my grandmother's a painter, my cousin paints. I did a little watercolor here and there, the little salt trick. It was really fun when I was like 7.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Yeah, I dabbled in painting. I wouldn't say it's anything great, but like I painted a boat.
I can do stick figures. Like
I can't even do that. Dude, I drew a guy and he had 6 fingers once.
It's funny though, because like you talk about that, like my brother and my dad, super talented drawing, and my mom. I'm like the black sheep when it comes to art.
Yeah.
I like art, but I'm terrible at it.
But anyways, I was hooked immediately. Like the style is so cool. The colors are really cool. So Beard, I know you're listening. We're going to see you in a few days, big guy. Thanks for hooking us up with Santos. And now we're here thanks to Beard, which is weird.
Beard, thank you. Shout out. Appreciate it.
Just to kind of dive in, what's that?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into art?
I've been into art ever since I was little. Kind of what got me into it was comic books in general. Me and my cousin used to try to do some art contests where you'd have like 3 minutes to draw Wolverine. And then we made it harder. Then you had 2 minutes. Then you had a minute, and we dropped it down to like 30 seconds. And so that got me into like really sketching, and I don't know, I just liked it. So I kept up with it, drew more characters and started drawing other stuff. Got into football, started drawing a bunch of football players. It's just whatever's on the mind, usually follows. So yeah, I just kept going with it. The paintings themselves, so that started like right before COVID. And then so perfect timing in a weird way, I guess. Find something to like doing, painting inside without thinking.
Right.
Nothing better.
Did you have like a preference of like, I know some people use like the color, like the pencils, like the shading pencils, like they actually use like paint itself.
I'm a big fan of crayons.
Yeah, some people use crayons.
Love crayons.
Like, is there like a specific like that like comes like if you have your choice, like what you prefer to use?
There's not. I've always just liked art in general and trying to do different mediums. So in high school, I took photography and I really liked it. I took the regular art class, of course, but I also did ceramics and I love that just as much too. So yeah, that's why it was kind of the acrylic painting was going to happen. I started doing the digital stuff. You guys seen that stuff as well. And that's even its own little beast in its own, it's in a way. So I even did tattooing for a little bit. That was kind of fun. That was a little interesting, but yeah.
I noticed your tattoos, and that was going to be my next question after you mentioned that.
He's got them on his legs too.
Do you have like any? Are most of those like your own like pieces that you kind of created or?
Created, and I did a couple too.
Wow. Like, how do you do that? Like when you're, because I have several tattoos
I'm adding that to
too.
my bucket list. I need Santos to tattoo me.
That's
I'm
gonna
a
be.
lefty, so yeah, that's not kind of
interesting. I
how.
don't think I've actually ever really.
I don't have any tattoos. So
We're gonna get one over the weekend.
No tattoos
we?
on.
Maybe.
Fuck it.
Maybe.
Dom, you have 0 tattoos.
No, none.
He's clean, man.
None. So
Wow.
every time I'm like, hey, I'm ready to get a tattoo, something like financially bad happens to me. So
It's like a sign.
yeah. So I was ready a few years ago, and then bang, transmission of my car blows up.
Then I was drinking one time and I was like, hey, we should all get Save Par tattoos or something golf related.
And then nobody went.
Yeah.
But then it's like I was ready to do it again. This was a couple years ago too. And then bang, my car engine blew up. And I was like,
So do you have the equipment now? Because we could definitely make that happen.
I don't.
Or at least you could draw it for us.
I'll get you one on eBay.
There you go. You could draw.
I could do the flash. Dom could get one off eBay. No, funny thing is I was actually thinking about getting back into it. Nothing serious, just little off to the side kind of deal. Again, it's another medium. It is just kind of super sick to see something you did on someone's body, and it's all over the place. It's not going to be stuck on a wall in a corner. Like that person, hopefully that person travels and is not stuck in a wall in the corner.
Right. Well, it's a conversation piece too, because like especially if you have it like usually out. Yeah, I got like multiple, but I got like kind of the start of like the Minneapolis skyline. So like I got the
that shading looks
the state. So like eventually I want to get the full sleeve, and then I want to I'm a big like the Conor McGregor, like the half sleeve. I'm not saying I'm going to get the same thing he's getting, but I kind of want to do like just like a half sleeve on the one side. But one, it's a process. It's expensive, and you want to make sure you find the right artist. I have one now that I really like, but and then I have a couple smaller ones as well, which I kind of like those smaller random tattoos.
Are we getting tattoos this weekend?
Yeah. Tom's really on. Maybe we'll find out.
It might happen.
It might happen. No, exactly. We'll see what happens. We'll see where the weekend takes us.
And then did you say film photography in high school?
Yeah, I used to do photography. That was fun.
Tom's got a little treat for you.
And Dom, dude, your stuff is pretty awesome, bro. Like I like it.
So I just got this back from the shop. I bought it for my birthday. Didn't work like I thought it was going to work, which I knew going into it. So I just got my M2 back.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome.
I am way too much money into this thing.
Invested.
But my God, does it sound so good. Oh, I love it.
Nice too.
And it's got a 40 millimeter Voigtlander on it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Nostalgic.
I actually was going to get a tattoo of a camera back in the day because I've been out of the camera game for a long time, but that's kind of how we've had this conversation. But I've talked about doing like a small little camera, like a black and white.
Mm-hmm. Or just black.
Yeah, because we're not white. Black and white, but like a black and like
a grayscale.
Yeah. But that's sick though. Like, obviously, we're kind of off topic, but that's our podcast. But like the tattoo thing, going back to that, I think it's so cool that I find it fascinating. Like one, to be able to like draw art and be able to put it on a canvas or on a piece of paper, but then be able to like do it on someone's skin.
Should we get a Reuben and then instead of crossbones or golf clubs?
A Reuben?
Yeah.
I don't like Reubens. Otherwise, you could. You and Big Jordan beard, maybe.
I do not like a Reuben.
You know me. I'm getting better, but I'm picky on certain.
Yeah. You probably don't like the sauerkraut.
I don't like sauerkraut.
Oh, it's the best part.
It's gonna be like The Hangover, where we all come.
No
we all wake up.
Just put our just put her on top of the roof. No.
Well, who are we losing? Brendan.
Brendan for sure. Yeah, we'll lose Brendan.
We'll lose Brendan. Yeah.
I wish you could come out here, man. We obviously have a bunch of questions for you because the podcast is to use this platform for you. But Santos was very generous and donated a canvas and and a few prints. I don't know. Well, let's just dive right into it. Let's just show them. So we have our event obviously this weekend. Super stoked about it. But Santos donated this amazing canvas. You can't see Dom's pretty face, but you can see this beautiful canvas. So this is. Somebody is going to be getting this. Hopefully it's me or Dom, but it probably won't be. So in any case, he donated that. And then we have Dom was graciously enough to put these in frames.
Well, yeah, you can't have them get all bent.
So you can hold that one real quick.
Oh.
And then, so we don't have a whole lot of YouTube people that are watching, but we have a lot of listeners.
On Spotify, we can make this a video.
That's what we should do.
You know how long it takes to upload that thing?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, hot.
People are listening though. They might be like, "Oh, what are they showing?" And then they might click.
Yeah.
So go to YouTube, Save Par Golf Podcast. So again, Santos, thank you so much for your generosity, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So the thing I like about your art is it's golf, and then there's like pop culture in the golf, right? Like, I'm assuming this is the dude from Caddyshack, the guy who's super rich, thinks he knows everything.
Yep.
And then obviously you got the little Bill Murray character right there. So similar to like your background at home, I have like my little golf area, which is funny enough, my dad's office. I don't know how pumped my dad is about that. But around my golf clubs, I have different art pieces. So like I have some of yours, and then I have some from Radry and stuff like that, just to kind of fill in the wall. But the one in my golf area is the Bill Murray character because it just makes me laugh every time I grab my clubs. I'm gonna get that gopher.
I love the boxing the boxing glove head covers too.
Oh, I had to get that in there. Yeah,
But you really like. It's not just like the characters, but you got like pretty much everything that needs to be in the print. So
when I was in like middle school, I had one of my buddies, Tyler, and the dude was a phenomenal artist too. And me and him just clicked. So I was the fast guy. So everything I did was all quick. You could tell what it is, kind of deal. And he was the detailed guy. And I picked up a little of that from him. Couldn't do it all, but I picked up a little bit. And he used to always just the smallest things. All of a sudden you'd see this little detail that he always added in his pictures. And it was always pretty cool. So I figured I'd, take a little bit of that and add that in some of my paintings and stuff. So yeah.
That's fantastic. What kind of like drew you specifically to golf as like a subject for your artwork?
Shoot, not to sound like cliche or anything, but golf definitely has been a big like part of my life. First it was just an introduction, through work and stuff. And then I left for a little bit, family life happens and then real life happens and kind of got me through a little bit of a tough time. And, whether it was just going to the range or hanging out with the buddies or, what's really underrated is playing around a golf by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is something for, I don't know. I think once you can get over the whole stigma of being by yourself, and I'm not talking about being paired up with somebody. I mean, legit solo round, no one out there. Dude, I've had like a handful of rounds like that. No one on the golf course. And it is just surreal to have that, to like know you're the only person in this big area, kind of deal.
Sure. Do you listen to headphones when you do that by yourself? Or do you just kind of like soak up the nature?
I soak it all in,
So I would say it's underrated until, for me, not to bring up my hole-in-one on an executive course by myself.
That's the part that stings. With everything good, there's always a bad part, and that almost happened to me once.
It stinks, but it's like awesome because it happened. But again, it's like, dude, out of all the times that I played golf by myself, but I
or with somebody,
100% agree with you though. Like there is like something different about just kind of like playing at your own pace by yourself. That's very true.
Yeah. I was playing, there's this little 9-hole by my house and super nice people there. So I showed up. Actually it's Foothill Golf Course. Cameron Champs owns that golf course.
Oh, really?
The professional golfer. Yeah.
Cool.
So, his dad was there. That was pretty dope to also meet his dad who works at the golf course, which is pretty cool. So,
that's very cool.
Anyways, he had told the person at the desk, hey, just have him pay 9. He doesn't have to pay for the whole 18, but I had to park outside of the golf course. So I was like, deal, So I'm playing the first 9 and the girl already took off. And I hit my ball and I was like a quick yes, you got that sweet hit and it's good. And I'm like, yes. And then all of a sudden, second thought, no one's here, dude. And I'm like, no.
That's literally how it works.
Dude, my ball was this close to the hole.
Oh, it was that close.
It almost. I was like, it never wanted a hole in one in my life. That was the time. It was like he
A lot
said,
of
would
golf
have
left,
sucked.
though.
Yeah. Like he said, it would have sucked to get a hole in one, and it's like nobody's out there. So
My closest hole in was actually on camera. It's from when everybody yelled four and I looked up and didn't. We were out in California last year for the shindig, and everyone
was
does.
that at Sunken?
Yeah.
Sunken Garden.
And everyone's like four, and I'm like, what are we looking for? And then you see me on the video just go, what? And then it cuts, and then I threw an absolute dart. And the issue is in the video, you can also hear me yell, I can't see it because the sun's
I remember that now.
right at me. And I'm like, I don't know where it is. Everyone's like, oh, baby, be good. And I'm like, I don't know where it is. Like, hopefully it's on the green.
Yeah, that's a sweet little spot.
How did that not go in? That's a typical setup for a hole in one story. You can't
I know.
see it.
We almost died. I can't see anything. And it
almost got hit by a ball coming from us while Dom threw a dart. But I actually, you can fact check it, but I'm pretty sure Cameron Champ was a 3M Open champion.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool because it's like California, we're
right.
in Minnesota, and
I think you're right. Yeah,
he won it not last year, but the year before.
I think it was 20.
Was he one of the No, he wasn't the inaugural guy. I think it was after Wolf.
Yeah, I think it was like 2021.
I don't know,
but in any case, I'm pretty sure he did win.
I'm new here,
but that's really cool. So obviously a lot of this is art related, but we also want to tie in the golf. But like,
I just love art. Actually, hold on. I shared your shindig donation on the stories as I've been doing with everybody. Thank you to everybody who donated. Do you follow Mark McCracken at all?
No, I don't, but I will.
So Mark with Kraken makes handmade like stainless steel tools, putter covers. Like
show you here.
Like this is a watch,
it's kind of hard to see, but this is like a ball marker.
He historically doesn't donate anything, and we hit him up. I'm like, dude, just like
that's his logo right there.
Yeah. So
I have seen that logo before.
Yeah. So
it's super talented.
So I put it on the story, and he replied to it. He goes, "This is everything." So I thought that was super cool because he's one of the really well-known ball marker makers, tool makers,
putters.
I mean, to me, I consider it art.
Yeah,
right. Just a different medium. So I thought that'd be really cool to share with you. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, no.
Mark loved it, and then I replied to it. I said, I love his art. We had him paint a canvas of Derek and I together. If I can help art and golf grow together, I'm going to.
For sure.
So here we are.
Dude, that's
check him out.
That's not a bad marriage right there either.
No.
He's one of those artists that is like very limited releases because he does everything on his own, but the craftsmanship is second to none. So
he made us little custom repair tools where he inlaid wood and then laser etched our logo on the back.
Yeah, they're like lightning bolts.
Oh, really?
They are
really cool.
Incredible. Yeah,
he does all sorts of cool. So mainly it's divot tools, ball markers, but he does do putters. And
I have some of his leather goods. So he makes his little leather pouches, probably like that big. They have a snap. So in the pouch, I have my ball marker. It's like a car rotor with a brake caliper because I like cars.
Oh, and then, nice.
And then the tool goes behind it and it just snaps. That way they're together and they don't scratch each other or anything. Yeah. It's so cool.
And he makes the bag too, you said?
What was that?
The bag, he makes that too?
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
wow.
The little pouch. Yep. So there's videos of him hand sewing everything where he'll cut the leather, he'll glue it, he'll sew it, he'll stamp it.
Yeah. You're right, though. That is an art form in itself. Like just doing those, there's guys who it's not easy and they still do a cool job, but there's some guys who just really knock it out of the park. And like you said, the craftsmanship shows, that marker you showed me was super clean. Like, yeah, it's just.
We had him on our podcast. Check it out. And just give him a follow on Instagram. He said he's very talented.
Oh, absolutely.
Artist.
Yeah.
I think you would appreciate it considering you're very talented and you're, on your end.
Yeah. I'm not one of those guys who's like all stuck in just my medium. I appreciate all art. And, I understand not all of it's gonna be the same or look, it's like it took 1,000 hours to do, but at the same time, give it a shot, see what you come up with. And
Yeah.
I think you'll appreciate it a little bit more.
Like, I'm the same way, right? Like, obviously I take pictures, whether it's film, digital, whatever. But then it's like I appreciate the time that you take with your canvases and even the digital stuff. Mark with his hammer and chisel is what I imagine him doing, even though I know it's not a hammer and chisel.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't have a machine. He just whittles it out.
No. CMD golf with his ghosts. I mean, those are unreal.
Yeah.
And then Jamie, yeah. And
That's
then
a cool design.
Ollie,
Yeah. The Ghost
Ollie
is a cool design.
I didn't get a chance to have him on, but yeah, I mean, they're like the golf space is like there's so many talented artists in like different aspects. You said like with your like prints, canvases, and then you have, I mean, art is art, right? So it's like it really doesn't have to be like on a piece of paper. It can be anything really, and the golf space is in such a good, like we're in such a good what would you say, like
era
right now? Yeah, because like sneakers, like footwear, everything right now in the golf industry is growing and it's like expanding, and it's not that like stuffy, just like regular polo with khakis and FootJoys. We're at like now like the cool, like almost like the louder you're wearing something, like the better, or just like you feel comfortable wearing like a t-shirt and shorts, and I love that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 1,000%. That the avenues for golf in general has opened up just huge. Before you used to have your main guys and maybe one little one over here off to the side. And now, like you said, all the way from the head down to the toes to the equipment itself, you guys got guys coming on all over the place. And it's really cool to see who doesn't like options,
100%. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not the typical pleated khaki pants with a...
Well, I feel like the number of golfers that look different is really fun right now, right? Like, you with your tattoos, Derek with your really loud ass shirt. I got my hair. But then, like, one of our main sponsors for the Shindig this year is NutriShot Maple Grove. Chaz is Native American. Big dude. Full on sleeves and everything. Hits the ball a country mile. He's incredibly good. And he and I were talking about this. He goes, dude, how many Native American golfers are there? And we're like, I don't know. So we Googled it, and it's just Ricky Fowler. That's it. And then he's like, how many of them have big tattoos like I have? I'm like, I can't think of any.
There's not a whole lot that actually have tattoos. And I'm waiting for someone like that just to explode on the
tour. And he's close to being a scratch golfer. Like,
well, maybe he can get on the
That's what I'm saying.
After this event.
It'll happen. You definitely have some guys who have tattoos now, but at some point there's going to be some guy who wins and he's going to have a full sleeve of something,
neck tattoos. Yeah. Well, speaking of Native American with Ricky Fowler, he does have several tattoos, and you can see the one, but he doesn't have a lot, but he has the Olympics tattoo.
Oh, right. He's got the rings.
Yeah. Which is, but again, it's very.
Kaz is full on, like.
But going back to that, I think that stuffiness where, like, if you had that, you'd probably have to wear like long sleeves and cover it up. So now we're at
part of me wonders how many guys on tour wear those sleeves because of their tattoos. Because I could see the PGA saying that's not okay.
Yeah. No, I definitely. I know, like, you go to some of the other tours, obviously not PGA, but I have seen some guys on there already. So they're coming. Corn Ferry Tour, or So
I think it'd be really cool to see a champion hold up with just completely decked out tattoos.
Yeah.
I never thought that's a question though. Like, not a question, but it's like a statement in general. Like, you don't really see anyone that's like fully tatted.
Yeah, dude, Chaz says things and I go, oh, I didn't think of that. And then I'm like, shit, I didn't think of that. Yeah. The issue is I can't let him know that.
Yeah, we don't.
Because then his head's going to get even bigger. We don't need that.
So I don't even know if you answered that question, but like, what drew you specifically to like golf artwork? Because I think I asked the question and now had another question. And this is the beauty of our podcast. We're just both ADD'd out. We both I have an idea and he's got an idea, and then, but yeah. So like, is there anything like specific like what drew you close to creating golf art?
Oh, he said it was with him through like thick and thin.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. I got sidetracked when I heard you ask a
Oh, great.
question.
I'm not even being listened to at all. No,
I
I'm just
know, I
kidding.
know. Only by half of us. Dom Dom is listening, but apparently I'm not.
No,
Also,
honestly, no, it's a good question because what happened was I actually stopped drawing for a while because all I could think of was golf. Every time I was like, all right, it's a quiet night, let me throw something down, yeah, I was just like, I don't want to draw a golf club. I don't want to draw a golf swing. I don't draw no golf course. And I just finally stopped fighting it. I started to see, like you were saying, more avenues open for golf, and um, my buddies, including myself, like my flag and other started like showing stuff off. So I figured, why not try to start doing some paintings and see how that works, and stop fighting that feeling to want to draw golf when I wanted to draw something, and
mhm.
I did. It worked out. I liked the first piece I did. I figured if I didn't like it, then I would quit golf. No, I'm just kidding.
No one really ever
But
quits golf. They might talk about it a
no,
lot, but they
no,
never ever quits. Yeah,
he never quit.
you're right.
But yeah, no, it worked out. I liked it. A lot of other people liked it. And so I just kept going with it. And in all honesty, it didn't stick me in one avenue as I was afraid it was going to. It actually opened up some more doors and my artistic abilities. So that's kind of been a cool little thing that's ended up happening out of it too, though. But yeah, I stopped fighting that urge, So art replicates life, and I was golfing a lot, so there was no fighting it.
Two and two together. Do you like to get like your non like golf related like favorite piece of artwork, but do you have like a favorite piece of artwork that you've created like golf related?
Not golf related.
Like both. If you could like share with
Both.
one like non golf related and one golf related.
Oh man, that's like asking which kid is my favorite.
It's a tough question. Or could you could maybe just as like one of your favorites, like one of your maybe there's one that's more memorable than the other, like of creating it.
So somebody asked me, they're like, Dom, what's your favorite camera? They're like, I bet you can't choose because it's like a kid. I'm like, no, it's my F1. And they looked at me, they're like,
Already knew.
Quick answer.
oh, it's like, it's my F1. Yep.
No
I,
hesitation.
I wish I had a super quick answer for that question, but I don't. I would have to say uh, my favorite golf painting is my first one that I did because it was my first. Uh, it was a challenge, and it was also the answer to that challenge, which and to me personally turned out great, and I loved how it turned out for it being my first one, and it was the start of all this other stuff, So it definitely has a little bit more sentimental value as well as just the work itself.
Sure.
Yeah. Non-art wise, um, shoot, I did a cool little Superman painting a while ago that ended up selling. Um, there's a diner over by my house that I was able to and this is what I love about the art community is they are forever giving, forever willing to lend a hand, teach, all that stuff, this older gentleman that lived across the street from someone I knew uh, offered one spot for a painting of mine if I wanted to put it up. So I took him up on it. I did a painting, and he was like, that's awesome. And he's like, okay, you can have that spot too. And I was like, okay. Dude ended up taking out all his paintings. It was like 10 paintings, and let me take the whole diner up, which to me was, dude, I'm grateful for that guy. That was like incredible for him to do that. And yeah, and then COVID hit and slowed everything down. So I ended up taking my stuff out, but it's picking back up. The cook there bought it, so he's refacing it. So I was going to go talk to him actually tomorrow and see if he wanted to put some stuff. I actually just did this one not too long ago.
That's.
I've been staring at
I
it.
know, me too. I was going to ask you about that. There's a couple things I was going to ask you in the background, but that one really, obviously, there's an eye right there, so it really
Well,
stands
I've been
back.
staring at the Umbreon. I know you don't know what an Umbreon
No,
is, but
what's
I've
the
been looking
Umbreon?
at the Umbreons
Is it-
Pokemon. That
Oh,
Oh,
Dom, let's go.
dude, I
Yeah,
grew up on
I grew up on
Pokemon.
Pokemon, but I think that's past my prime
yeah.
because I grew up on
No,
Charizard.
well, that's the same one. That's an Eevee.
Oh, it's Eevee?
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
Eevee not that color though.
Well, it
It's
evolves from Eevee.
purple.
Well, like my favorite one's Espeon.
I was in the first edition Pokemon. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
I grew up.
I think that's first edition.
I don't think that is.
What,
Maybe it is.
Umbreon? I think it's the second edition, just
Yeah.
barely.
I
But
was gonna say, I think it's just
the
past
evolutions are within the first. But there's a Umbreon and one other one kind of came in. I think Espeon's part of the actual legit first gen as well. There was just a couple of the evolutions that's on the outside. I'm still learning all this stuff. I started doing this honestly to get like me and my daughter, she's 10, do something together and do all this other stuff. And it's been cool. She's had a blast doing it. It's been hurtful on my pocket, but at the same time, it's been great.
You know what? As long as you're taking care of the daughter, that's all that matters, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. So I've been learning all this stuff too, so I don't get drilled by anybody. But yeah, that even that community is pretty surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, it's kids cartoon, but they're pretty cool out there. A lot of those people in that community. So they send free stuff. They sent my daughter a free package, a bunch of cards in there. Pikachu's one of her characters, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay.
I was at the stage in fourth grade when Pokemon came out where like kids were embarrassed about talking about Pokemon because it was so new. Where they're like one of my old buddies called me out on it, saying like Derek like collects Pokemon cards, and I had to deny it, even though I did.
Because it's like this. I was like in high school when Pokemon first came.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then obviously you have like on the Game Boy, you have like Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Red. I don't remember that Pokemon ever being on any one of those games. So I think it was.
What year did Pokemon come out?
It was 96.
I was gonna say like 19, like late 90s, mid to late 90s.
Should we Google 96. It to make you guys feel old?
Yeah. Yeah, my brother used to buy me.
That's why I was like, Dom's gonna enjoy this. I know. Anytime he can show how young he is.
1996. I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So I would like that one. I'm pretty sure, like I said, wasn't in the first edition because like I collected a lot of them, and my brother used to like every Friday would buy me a pack of cards. So like, but I don't remember that on it.
I was a freshman in high school. I didn't need any other reason to get beat up.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Like,
that was kind of my point. Like I was still like young enough where it wasn't that bad, but it was still like, what the heck is this? And like, and now it's
it
like
intrigued me, art wise, and there's the comic book part of me that was still like in there, but I was about to be a football player, and I was like, I can't do this. It's not. I'm not gonna make it.
Now I wish you would have kept those cards at this point.
Well, and like there are a handful of games that like I played to this day just because I enjoy the art form of it, right? Like,
yeah,
for Christmas one year, I asked my mom for just like a Switch, just so like I could just play Pokemon, unwind a little bit after work or even at work. If it's slow, I'll bust that thing out and go to town. But then they're like, there's art everywhere we look, right? And I think that is the beauty of art, and that's why I think golf needs more art because I feel like it's one of those sectors that's kind of declined. Hell yeah, that's a Gengar.
Oh, Gengar. Yeah, that is Gengar. Yeah. But Gasper, I think, was a part of Ghastly. See, I'm old, okay? But
do you know what evolves into?
Gengar.
No.
Gengar
Ghastly evolves into Haunter.
Haunter, yeah. But
you gotta trade a Haunter, get a Gengar.
Yeah. Gengar is the main one, though, right?
No, Ghastly's the main one.
Ghastly's the main one?
I just want to see how far off topic I can get you.
Yeah, seriously.
Much.
Okay, but for the record, when we were talking about Switches, so I'm old enough where I never ordered a Switch. Not that it's like there's an age difference or like an age, like but you can't order it. But Santos knows this. But do you remember the original Game Boy that was like a big old brick? So like,
I had a couple.
Tetris.
I had one that I held like this, and had the triggers, and then I had the SP, which would fold down and flip.
Okay.
And then I had a Nintendo DS.
Yeah, so you got spoiled.
Yeah, no,
we had the
I had the
non-colored
brick.
Game Boy.
Yeah,
Well, I know everyone talks about iPad kids now. I was a DS kid.
Yeah.
like the carry case with it, so you
I
put some
didn't.
little
I didn't.
games.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. No, I had like a hard case to
Tucked
put
in
it
its
in.
belt loop. You just easy access.
Yeah.
Well, I was outside a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That that is a difference in a lot of the younger generation. It's all inside video games versus, I mean, we had video games obviously and access, but not the same as it
Well, you
is
didn't
now.
have like the internet like it is now either.
I had the dial up that would be like, Mom, don't answer the phone, because it
Yeah.
would just, that was kind of the
I didn't have
era
that.
that I came. Yeah. So you kind of like were a little spoiled. I mean, I was still spoiled,
I'm a
but just
product.
different era.
I'm a product.
I personally feel like we're a good generation because we, in that small window, have experienced everything. Really seen that change from what cracks me up is some of these kids that see stuff and they act like they don't know what it is, and it's like, okay, first off, the internet's always going and talking about stuff. I know you see it, so don't act like you don't know what a cassette tape is. Like,
That was literally that was gonna be my example, like a cassette tape, or like or the phone that has the long curly cord for it.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like what
We
is that?
we still have a
because when I was
landline.
young,
Yeah, my
Yeah.
grandma was very
when I was
rare.
young, obviously there wasn't internet right away when I was little guy, but I still knew stuff. I knew if I seen a thing that churned butter, I knew it was a thing that churned butter. I wasn't all like, "What's that thing?" Like, what's that?
Yeah.
It was one of my grandma's house actually.
My grandma doesn't have
Really?
she does have a landline as
Yeah,
well, but
and you can crank it and it spins. Yeah. But yeah, no, we still have a landline, yeah, at home. Yeah.
I love the nostalgia. And speaking of that, like I don't know if this is true, if this is a fake thing on Instagram, but back in the day, we used to love going to Pizza Hut buffet. We don't really have any Pizza Huts around, but apparently some locations are bringing back the Pizza Hut buffet.
I remember
Oh, really?
was it a pizza? So
Yeah.
I remember a salad buffet at Pizza Hut. I don't remember a pizza.
Yeah, they still have like the with the breadsticks. So it was a salad bar, but they had the breadsticks.
They
the
have
whole
killer
shebang.
breadsticks.
Their breadsticks.
I honestly,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of bread.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pizza Hut's
Same.
underrated. A lot of people are like,
I hear it's not
like,
good for you,
don't-
but whatever.
What's that?
I heard it's not good for you, but whatever.
Yeah, no, those carbs,
They're like,
man.
you
who
shouldn't
cares
eat a
about
lot
those
of bread.
carbs?
I'm like, yeah, okay.
I love bread.
I'm young. If I die, listen, if bread kills me,
Then you lived a good life.
I lived a great life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only going one way, so
Right.
Gee.
Like
We'll enjoy it.
like I've survived car accidents. I almost got hit by a golf ball, and if bread kills me, pumped.
Yeah. Oh man, this episode is definitely this is a good episode. It's been kind of all over the place, which is
Can't
good.
wait to make reels.
I'm excited.
Oh God, I'm scared.
So where do you find inspiration for your golf artwork?
And don't say
golf.
golf.
No, just kidding.
Well, like for example, like you have like the Tiger Woods piece that's really cool. It's
So, like,
Yeah,
my favorite
no,
one is the UFO that picks up
Yeah.
the golf hole.
so there has to be some
no,
inspiration behind it.
I
It's
get
not
the
just
question.
golf.
Just messing with you.
I know.
I've always been like that. I wouldn't say I'm the funniest person, but I do enjoy making people laugh. I do love a good laugh. I love other people making me laugh. So I mean, I always try to throw something in there with some of my paintings, and at the same time, I can be serious. So that's why you do have some of the other pieces that are, rather serious. But I just like with the UFO one, to me, it was just kind of like, the aliens are supposed to be taking the best of, for themselves. And that's what they decided was they're going to take with them now is the golf game, so that's why I decided to do that.
That's
I
cool. I
also
didn't know if that was like a
recently
real life
started.
experience.
What's that?
I didn't know if that was like from like a real life experience or not. So I just wanted to ask.
No, unfortunately. I mean, maybe I don't remember. Maybe I'm like, recalling something. I don't subconsciously. But yeah, no. And then I recently just had an idea of like doing, see if I have it on here, more pieces like that, but reach out to the other, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, it's basketball hoop.
He's
Yeah.
hooked already.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
But yep, see, gotcha. That's that, So I think I did basketball hoop, I did a soccer ball, football goal post. Like I figured just whatever inside there, and I can do a bunch of prints. So my main goal at some point, obviously, is to be like these other artists, have a website where you can order prints and get stuff. My main thing right now is trying to make money while selling some of my stuff, but at the same time, make stuff to sell. So, it's a good thing to have no inventory, but it's also a bad thing to have no inventory. So, but yeah, it's something I figured I really liked it. And I figured why just stick it with golf? I could obviously throw some other stuff in there and not even just sports either. It's just kind of, I think, a cool little design in general where you can add in stuff, and then the abstract stuff. I just sometimes just like getting messy with my art and letting it happen. And I think some people, when they do see abstract, they think it's super easy, but to try to make colors look good together and try to make a mess not look like a total mess, it's not and I have some people that totally understand it, and I have some people that are like, it takes you 2 seconds, right? So I also do logos off to the side as well. So I've done logos for some clients, and I've had some that have been super awesome clients, and we've had some clients that have been just like, oh, can you do this? It shouldn't take that long, right? And I'm like, it's not really how that works, buddy.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. This isn't the right fit.
Unfortunately, it comes with the territory. So you just got to work your way around it. Yeah. Yeah.
I asked this before we started recording, but how long does it usually take for you to create a piece of art?
I would say it could take anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 hours, depending on how big the canvas is, or the piece, or the detail, and or like I was telling you guys before, if I'm in the zone, and sometimes I'm in the zone, and I'll just go, and that piece happens, and whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it goes. But sometimes it's doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes I'll do a piece and I'll done for the day. I don't really have any more ideas coming out for feeling that flow. I came up with this character like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's super
He's like,
cool. What is it holding?
Nunchucks.
Oh, yeah, nunchucks. Okay.
Yeah. And
awesome.
sometimes when I draw characters, I end up coming up with like whole stories with them and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, he's like they're like a group of trolls that live out in a place kind of like Minnesota, when a little cold majority of the time. Not always.
That is in Minnesota. Yeah.
You nailed it.
Not always great. So that's why he has the white face paint, but they're green. And yeah, they're all little like martial artist kind of guys. But I figured if I didn't draw them now, I was gonna lose them. So yeah.
That's super interesting.
I wish I had brought the canvases he did for us.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is I brought over all the other shindig stuff, so it's like I just didn't even think about grabbing.
The van was pretty packed full, but yeah, you probably could have fit it, but it was a lot. We had a lot of stuff.
Because I commissioned Santos to do some art for Derek and I was inspired because on the padded envelope he has sent us, he doodled Derek and I on it. I still have that envelope. It's on. I still have
Do
it.
you?
Yeah,
Nice, dude, that's
I
awesome.
Posted on the story too. That was super cool.
Yeah, I still have that envelope. I was like, this is so cool. Can you make it bigger? And the process was super easy. For anybody who's interested in Santos's art and you want to buy some, it's super easy. I hit him up. I'm like, hey, I love that you drew this. Can you make it bigger? And then you like blew my expectations out of the water. I didn't think it was going to be two separate pieces until you had posted a reel about it. I thought it was going to be one piece because the whole time I'm thinking, well, damn, how are Derek and I going to share this?
Our goal is to put it in our eventual, like, our futuristic save par headquarters when we record. So,
but anyways, it's basically this with the microphone.
Yep.
And it's unreal.
Yes.
I have both pieces. Funny enough.
Well, I mean, you paid for it.
I did pay for it. Yeah.
Makes sense. But
well, first off, thank you for commissioning me for that piece. That was actually pretty cool when you asked me, and I was like, really? And I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome. Because again, I listen to you guys a lot, and honestly, your guys' piece would be up there for one of my favorite pieces too, because it's one of those pieces where, and I can relate this. You can relate this golf wise too. When you hit those shots that you didn't know you were 100% capable of, you hope it turns out, but then you like really nail it, and that was kind of the deal. I was like, okay, I can definitely do that. Portraits aren't always my main thing, but it's something I'm trying to get like better at doing. But as far as like when I started doing the background, I was like, okay, really starting to like how this background goes. Don't mess it up. And then I started drawing you guys out, and I was going to do one canvas, but I was like, dude, what if, and thinking same guys, I always try to be positive. I love putting positive vibes onto other people. And I'm like, what if they're super big, got a studio, have the lights, need the background? They're going to need a separate canvas, because it would drive me nuts to see one picture on one side and their sign on this side. OCD would kick in, and I need to see picture sign kind of deal. And so I was like, let's just do two canvases, and then I made it to where it could be one. So if there was no sign, or your guys' OCD doesn't kick in as much as mine does, and you can handle one picture, one sign, then you can do that as well. So I'm also glad that ended up turning out,
I'm just happy it wasn't like one of those characters where it was like,
I
gave me
great.
like the world biggest head, and like Dom's like white as that t-shirt or something.
Dude,
as if I wasn't just super sunburned a couple weeks ago.
That's what makes it so tough doing portraits. Because when I was in high school, I had a couple people ask me, and I was like, sure, no problem. And they're like, so my nose is really that big? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell them. Like, how do you not know this? It's your nose.
That's your nose, man. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is.
It's that big. I don't know what this is.
Well, one of my favorite parts about the painting for Derek and I is like the background pieces, because it almost feels like, was it like a real scorecard that you have somehow? Unreal.
Yeah. Super talented. You're very talented, my friend. I wish I had like
thank you
20%.
Thank you.
Because I don't.
I can take pictures really well.
Yeah, that's going to be as close as I could do, is take pictures, but I can't draw. That's for sure.
I figured, I was blessed with this talent, and I figured I might as well do something with it. There's no point just hoarding it and having binders filled with sketches and stuff. But at the same time, grow myself as a person, as an artist, and start doing some mediums that I don't do. Start doing some. I wish I could show you what I was working on right now, but it's big, and my laptop's all hooked up. But I'll shoot you guys a picture, or you'll see it on my reel or something like that.
Is that the one you shared on like your story?
No, I don't think I did share this one. But yeah, it's just try to push myself sometimes, not always stay in the comfort zone of doing, what I do know how to do. And this year alone has been pretty big for me, growth wise, personally and artistically wise. One of my goals I set for myself this year was there's a local shop here in Sacramento area, the biggest shop and probably like the oldest, Hagen Oaks. And I put my goal as getting some of my art in there. see if I can make that happen. And last week I was able to make that happen. I did a Instagram piece with them and remained in contact with them, and they liked my art. And so I kind of asked them what they thought about having some of my stuff in their super shop, and ended up panning out. So that was cool. I did my first art show like month and a half ago. That was fantastic. Great first experience. The artists were awesome. The people were awesome. And yeah, it was, so yeah, I just try to keep that going.
How does that work as far as like trying to get your foot in the door when it comes to, like you said, you want to try to get into this specific place? Like, how does that work? Is it just through like a DM, like email, reaching out, stopping in there and talking to somebody? Because is it pretty competitive?
You know, there's a thing where some people just don't know sometimes until they're asked. And I think that's what it is. I wouldn't say it's competitive. I just don't think a lot of people know that it's a good idea. Like it would, go together good in a way. I mean, again, especially like you were saying, the golf itself has exploded in all these different avenues to where before you're not seeing guys put stuff up for golf a lot. Maybe a Tiger Woods poster, but not outside of that. And now you have guys like us where it's all walls decorated with flags that they played at, magazine covers, regular paintings of whether it's courses they've been to or want to go to, so that just made me kind of want to get into it. So I did DME, and I think that them, and I think that's one of the things is networking definitely is a huge deal. Like I said, I don't know if they knew they needed it, but I kind of nudged them, and it's like, and being a local artist, I think helped too. That was one of the things that they're like, oh, well, we can plug you for being a local artist, which I'm all down for, anytime you can help out your own people, then that's the point of a community. So yeah.
Is your, like, where you're located right now, is it a big like
golf area?
Is there a lot of artists out there? Like, for example, like we're downtown Minneapolis, and like there's like the Northeast
district.
Yeah, we have an art district. So
we have not to cut you off, but we have these apartment buildings called artist lofts.
Mm-hmm.
You have to apply and show your portfolio and your art and everything like that for them to even look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a good, Sacramento definitely has a good community. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, now that I'm starting to get into it, I wish I would have a long time ago, but stuff happens, and for a long time, my art to me was just something I did, and it was cool, but I kept hearing every time I went and working a job, someone would see some of my stuff and they're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Working?
You were kind of creating it based off of your passion of creating art versus like, hey, I think I can make money on this, like, so to speak, right?
I think without like being all too philosophical and all that stuff, I think what it comes down to is I was afraid that the one thing I liked doing, if I tried to turn it into a job, I would end up hating it.
Right. Makes sense.
Then what do I got?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like almost like your escape from like actually the real world of like, I just got done working 40, 50 hours a week, and now I'm like, that's the way I do my brain dump, right? Like, I just want to like do some drawing or painting, like, and now if you're doing that for your, your potential job or future. So like, follow up on that. Do you attend like any local like pop-up shops or any other like art fairs or anything like that and sell your art?
So that's something I'm going to get into. Again, that's the whole part of having the inventory to be able to sell. So I am going to start getting more prints done of some of my work. I am busting out a lot more pieces right now. I've got this good flow going in my life to where I'm able to get some things done. And luckily my head's still moving smoothly where I'm not getting stuck in these artist blocks, and I'm able to just kind of go. I've always been pretty good with my imagination ever since I was little. A lot of my drawings are off the top of my head. They're not reference. I mean, sometimes they are, sometimes they need to be. But a lot of times, even just the ideas in general are just all freehand. And yeah, just, what I'm thinking at the time, maybe not what I'm thinking. Sometimes what I start out doing isn't even what I end up finishing with. It's sometimes crazy. And then sometimes it's exactly what I envisioned. And, yeah.
So for our listeners who want to reach out to you as far as maybe they saw some of the prints or they're just hearing about you,
Mhm.
how would they go about ordering a print from you or ordering a piece of art?
They can send me a message on Instagram, and
Okay.
that's Doodles and Divots,
Yep.
or you can email me. It's going to be S Perez. That's PEREZ _050, and it's going to be a Yahoo account. So
Okay.
yeah, nothing crazy.
Sure. Is there usually
Yeah.
like a turnaround time for, like, for example, like the
6 months.
is it?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
I thought you were busy.
No.
But like obviously like the print sheet that we showed earlier and then the canvas for like something like this, like if somebody wants to print, I mean, if they're already obviously done, but if there's something that they want, like they have an idea,
I just love how vibrant it is.
Yeah, that's really cool. But if
The prints themselves obviously pretty quick, but if it's something commission wise, their own deal. It would depend on what exactly they'd want, but I'd say as a guess, like 3 weeks at least, Yeah.
which is pretty reasonable.
I think so. I think luckily there's experience, and then sometimes when you do things over time, you get faster.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's I've lucked out with, and some things I do, I'm able to do a little bit quicker than I used to before. And so then that's helped the process. I did 3 logos like 4 months ago, and I nailed them all in a week. And I thought it was going to take me a whole month to do all of them.
It only took you 5 minutes, right? According to the one guy.
Dude, I was like, this is why people think I could do this. So I need to stop.
You got to slow down, right?
So my cousin, he started his own little beef jerky company, kind of deal, just out of Woodland, nothing big. And he asked me for a logo, so threw a logo together for him. And I had another buddy, he does sports cards, so he hit me up like the next day, can you do a logo for me? And I was like, yeah. And then the day after that, shout out to Grass Gods. He hit me up for a logo, hooked him up with a clean logo. And yeah, I was like, dude, this is going to take me all month. And my cousins, I finished, I think that night. And then my other buddies, it was the next day. And Grass Gods, it was one revision, and I was done by the week. And I was like, how did I do that? Where did those ideas come from?
That's great. Well, I'm definitely going to hit you up because I already have ideas spinning, but I definitely want to create a Michael Jordan golf.
Of course you do.
But like him, like wearing
that
like
would be
the
dope.
Bulls.
Hat.
Well, no, well, that would be sick with the cigar.
That's what I'm saying.
But like, I would want him wearing like his Chicago Bulls, like with like maybe some Jordan 12s or whatever it might be.
But which Bulls jersey? Because I think
It
black
depends on
with the
like the
red
background of
pinstripe.
like what he was thinking. That
That's
would
what
be
I was
sick.
thinking.
But like him swinging the golf course, like on a golf course, but wearing his basketball attire, uniform attire, yeah, jersey, whatever. Like I definitely want to get something like that because again, we're doing some art pieces in our bedroom with our frame TV, and I would love to hit you up on that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd be.
We'll definitely work something out.
And then you're on Molly, correct?
I am. I was super active on there for a little bit. I do need to thank you for reminding me. I do need to get back.
Well, because Derek was like, how do you buy his art? And I was like, oh, he's on Molly. Like there's pieces on Molly.
Yeah, I do
Well,
have some on there. Thank you, Dom. Yeah, I do have some. One of the co-founders bought one of my pieces. That was pretty dope. So
What
he
was it,
bought actually
Mikey?
one of my first ones. What's that?
Was it
yeah,
Mikey?
Oh, you know what? That's a good
'Cause
question.
we've had
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it
We
was.
had,
we've had Molly on. Yeah,
yeah, super cool
I
dudes.
think it might have been.
Yeah, probably was
Yeah.
Mikey.
it sounds like a
Otherwise, it was his
Mikey
cousin.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey's awesome dude. Um, but that was kind of my first or like my like when I went on your Instagram. Obviously, I think you have a note in your bio like DM or whatever. But that was going to be one of my questions. Is this do you plan on having a website down the road? You'd mentioned it obviously
Yeah,
in the podcast, but is that kind of one of your goals down the road?
it is. It's actually something I've been slacking on, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be a little brutal on myself for a minute. And
You don't
yeah,
have to
I
do
definitely
that. I mean, Instagram is a powerful tool anyway, where it's like you don't sometimes you don't even need a website if you're
well, that's why I kind of cut
working.
myself some slack. Yeah,
Yeah, you
you're
gotta cut
right.
yourself slack. Don't be too hard on
You know,
yourself.
I was like, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Can't really complain. And but no, I also was like, dude, you know how much better you would probably be doing if you just, so now that I have some pieces out that I really, am ready to show off, I'll definitely be doing that with the website and the prints. Um, it's at first I thought it was just gonna be boom, 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 and we're off. And it's not. There's a lot of options now with ways to go on how to do a lot of your artwork, put it on canvas again. These metal canvases look pretty dope. I don't know if you guys seen those.
Mm-mm.
They're just like a piece of sheet metal and they just print
Oh,
your work
it's
right on there. And it's
instead of
just,
an actual canvas, it's on the sheet metal. Oh yeah, I've
yeah,
seen something similar. Yeah,
it
that's really
just
cool.
looks really slick, gives that cool industrial look, I guess. But yeah, all that's coming, but to make money, it costs money. So
And time. Is there a
yeah,
size that you prefer to like work with? Like when it comes to like art? Like is it like the larger like canvas, like the easier, otherwise maybe sometimes it's not because like the more you have to fill it out.
I'm getting more comfortable. Sorry, it's getting a little more dark over here.
You're good.
Um, uh, I'm sorry, I totally
No, it's okay.
blanked
Size
because
wise,
it's
like
like
is there like a size
lighting.
that you prefer to like create art on? Like 12
Um,
by 16 or 16 by 20?
the more that I've been painting, I've been getting more comfortable with the bigger pieces. So I mean, I really don't have a total preference. Uh, I would say more like a medium size print is something I would be more. I can definitely uh, put some images in there, and like your guys' size was a good size. It doesn't take up a lot of time. So then, if there are more customers, I'm able to get to them versus if you just have one big canvas, dude, you're on that thing for a while.
Um, is there anything that you want to add as far as art or anything that you have coming up that maybe we didn't talk about that you
You
would like
know,
to mention?
like your T-shirt.
Like a t-shirt?
I did start for a quick second. Thank you, Dom. I did start for a quick second. You guys can still check it out. It's Deadbird Golf is the company. That is my logo.
You have a separate Instagram account?
I do. There's a separate Instagram account for it that you guys can check out. Um, it's
It's really dope. I really want a hoodie.
I'm gonna pop on here
It's
right
just
now.
so hot right now that I don't even want to think about buying hoodies.
right. Yeah, I got some
Yeah,
hoodies,
I see
some
here.
crew necks.
Just gave you a follow.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. Some t-shirts and stuff. Yeah, that's the little logo guy.
You add
The
one of
dead
those to the
bird.
laptop. That's sweet.
I'll send you guys some.
Yeah.
I actually meant to send you guys, meant to, the last time when I sent the prints
Mm.
and I forgot to. I looked over and they're sitting right on my desk and I'm like, those aren't in the envelope like they're supposed to be.
Well, I said I definitely want to order a piece of artwork from you. Like I said, that Jordan thing. We'll talk about it. So like we'll definitely
Yeah,
you can include him in the
that sounds like a
and I owe
cool
Dom
idea.
down
So
a piece of artwork too. So
For what?
for this one.
Do you think I paid for those?
I thought you paid for this one.
No, I paid for the frame.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pay for the frame. We'll work out a deal on a
No,
piece of
he
art.
sent those and he's like, "Hey, give one to Derek." And I was like, "That one
definitely
screams
me, for
Derek."
sure, yeah. Sometimes I'm a big Tiger guy. I'm a big Tiger guy, so it worked out perfectly.
So I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret.
He hates Tiger too.
I was like, how could I talk to these guys? And I said, I'm gonna send them some of my prints. Either they're gonna like it or they're gonna throw it away in the trash.
Oh no, I have it displayed in my
it's literally framed in his bookcase.
Yeah. And then, like, to be honest with you, I hated reading as a growing up, and like now my bookcase is like my like.
We were talking about it earlier because it made his wife mad.
My wife did some reorganization, so I got some stuff in there. But she put that in there.
I don't get it.
No, she put that in there, and I absolutely love it. So like, no, I love it a lot.
Awesome, thank you. Well, and then I'm glad, and I got the letter back from Dominic, and I was like, "Oh, nice, dude! Like Dominic, I appreciate the fan letter. That was awesome, and it's framed and up."
I have the one you wrote me on my.
Dom is very good about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like I will say, I mean, depending on like what's going out, normally Dom handles a lot of that, and he's very good about.
I wrote thank you
being
cards
personable.
For yeah.
Honestly, that's a good topic because I feel like that this generation of like that kind of stuff is like going away.
Oh, so one of my favorite things to buy are actually cards.
I agree.
But it's going away though. Like when you grow up, it's like cards and all that stuff, and now it's like
I buy these cards. Yeah, I buy these cards that you can plant and then flowers grow out of them. I think they're yeah.
Where are you getting those at?
CuteRoot.com.
Cute Root. You would know that.
Shameless plug. Basically, you can plant it.
Send me some flowers.
It's like a biodegradable.
Paper grows in a cactus.
Well, they have seeds embedded in like this paper that is recycled.
That's so cool.
And then the water will do like whatever.
A card?
Yeah, like you can write in it. There's a little picture. What? Yeah.
That's insane. Have you ever heard of that? I've never even seen.
No, I haven't.
And then you can plant it and it'll grow wildflowers.
Like, oh, I like this card. Plant.
Well, I only write on half. That way, if they do want to plant it, they can plant the half. So it didn't write on.
It doesn't come with like seeds or anything. Like you literally plant.
Yeah.
What? CuteRoot.com.
CuteRoot.com, baby.
I feel like he's making stuff up right now.
I'm gonna Google it. Watch some porn pop up.
It's like I got Derek going on this. There's no such thing.
He's blowing my mind here for a second.
CuteRoot.com. Look.
So the website does exist.
Yeah, look, here's butterflies. And there's
the website
a little instruction.
And then there's instructions on the back.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then see you plant it, and then the flowers grow.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so they grow on like the back of the card or on the card.
Well, yeah, but then you can plant them into soil. Yes,
that is.
Yeah.
All right. It sounds like he's. I mean,
it's one of my favorite things because everyone's like, "I'm not gonna plant your card." I'm like, "Do it, please. Let me see what grows."
We need to get some of those. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So you already you've given some of these out, Don?
What was that?
You've given some of these out?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've never gotten one.
I'll do it for like.
Why didn't you give me one for my birthday?
You don't even know when my birthday is.
You don't know when my birthday is. You know, I did say I wish you happy birthday this year, and you didn't wish me happy birthday this year. He didn't. I'm just a little hurt. He just said it'd be a shame if I didn't wish him happy birthday this year, and he never did.
Was that in the group chat?
It was.
It was.
Yes. But he reminded everyone else that it was my birthday.
I did. Damn right I did. That's almost better.
That's because I forgot his birthday last year.
Or the year before.
Was it the year? No, I don't think it was the year before. I think it was only 1 year. I think it's just 1 year. But in any case, that is crazy. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, no, dude, they're my favorite. Yeah. I have a bunch of them for Christmas still. That I bought too many. Yeah, they have like cute little Christmas trucks on them.
So what, you buy them in packs of, is it single or? You
can buy them in singles or in packs.
Okay.
I think I bought 2 packs of like 10.
$10.
Dude, they're expensive. Oh my god! Like,
can you pick the plant that you choose? Like,
no, they're all wildflowers.
Wildflowers. Okay.
Yeah, but like you guys talking about how that's going away. It's like, have you seen the price of cards?
Dude, I know. I bought a couple of like. I have like a big thing of like birthday cards here, but like if you like,
well, like I got thank you cards. Well, I got thank you cards for like the sponsors and
yeah.
And I was like, I was like, okay, individually, it's like $10 a card. I'm like, or you get this 10-pack that just says thank you. No, I'm sorry, it's a 20-pack for like $6. And the issue is I've screwed up on 3 of them. So I had to throw them away.
Run him low.
I know.
You
I
can
know.
tell me,
Start
thank
giving
me
out
personally
expensive.
now if you want. Save yourself a card.
I know. I know. It's email Jordan. I blew our entire budget on cards. Start giving out Christmas cards as thank you cards.
You know, we're almost getting there. It's July. It's going to be December pretty soon. So
I wish.
Close.
I don't know what happened with my my questions. So I don't really have any other.
Are they not right there?
No, it was right here. It popped out. I don't know what happened. I asked most of them that I wanted to ask. I did want to check in to see how your golf game's been treating you.
I actually haven't been recently. The last time I went, though, not bad. It was played a little fun event. My cousin, his son plays on a high school golf team, so we did a charity event for them. And the flat stick was rolling pretty good, which is always a plus. I'm off the tee box. Needed to warm up a little bit, you know. But it's always, you know, like everyone else, it's a misfire in different cylinders depending on the time of the day, kind of deal.
Consistency is the hardest part of golf, right? Even if you think you got to figure it out, and one hole you can make a birdie or hit a par. Yeah, you just never have it figured out. That's the hardest part.
Well, it's like, do you want to have one bad part of your game where you suck all the time, or do you want to just be like surprised when you get on the course?
Exactly.
I hate that both of those people are me.
Well, we were talking about, we played in the 3M media day event, and like we hit the range, and it's like, honestly, I usually don't hit the range before I play golf.
That was the first time I've gone to the range in years.
It's like,
how was the range experience?
I mean, it was sick because you're hitting Pro V1 like golf balls out of a
right.
bucket. Like, it is like
nice balls. TPC Twin Cities is one of the only private TPCs in the country.
You are hitting off the mat though.
So it's not like we can't just be like, hey, we're back. We're here to fuck it up.
Yeah.
We were
just took the mat with us, just put it on our bag. We just took the whole bucket of Pro V1s with us while we were
put it in the bag. Put it in the bag.
Like, who are these clowns?
I was grabbing all the tees.
Who picked that up?
But no, it was fun. But yeah, I don't know if it's just like a mental thing. Like we hit some good shots on there, but sometimes it's like it's just better just like show up and just play versus.
I mean, I didn't do anything other than putt.
No, but he made some really clutch putts. We actually eagled
18,
and it is the
nice.
Yeah, it is the most. So it's a big pond on 18. It's a par 5, and it is on the PGA Tour. It's the most. There's the most golf balls hit into that pond on the whole PGA Tour. So which is pretty cool considering there's a lot of PGA Tour events.
And
right?
We played it super ballsy.
Yeah, I hit a really good drive. Yeah. The other guy just hit a freaking stuck a dart from like 15, 20 feet
with his hybrid.
And then
unreal.
Dom came in and sunk the putt for Eeks.
Well, and I think I saved it because I think everybody else missed.
Yeah, I think you were the last
because I was like, don't let me.
I think you were the third. I don't think we let Jack putt. I think you were the third one. Because he hit that shot.
I think we let Jack putt first.
Did we?
Yeah, we didn't let Marlo putt.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Because I was like, no, we didn't let you putt because you were filming the whole time.
That was true, and I did get it on film.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, don't let me make your eagle. Like, don't let me make this putt. He missed it. Other guy misses it, and
it was pretty sick. So it was a really cool team effort because it was a scramble event, and
those are the best.
Yeah. And that it takes a lot of pressure off of everyone else. You're just having a good time, and so they're fun. So we're just doing some rapid fire questions.
We have to do rapid fire.
Yeah. We'll just kind of wrap it up. I know we kind of it's been a little longer than we expected, but we love doing this.
You're gonna have to cut this down. We're all over the place.
Yeah, we are. That's kind of our podcast.
Thank God I don't edit these.
I love it.
Crazy. It's just. There you go.
Just put it out there. But okay, so let's just say you're at our golf event this weekend and we were playing we're on the first tee and we let you choose the walk-up music. What song are you choosing?
That was the longest way to ask what his
I know.
song
Well,
would be.
I had it typed up to a way that I wanted to say it, and then I don't have it on my.
Next event we're doing.
That's
walk
okay. I knew the question was coming.
Yes. He didn't plan. Checking his notes.
I don't know, dude. I'm old school, so for me, it's anything AC/DC. I think is always a great walk up. This the
Thunderstruck
guitar riffs alone, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, anything TNT. TNT is one of my kids' favorite songs to get down to before I send them off to school.
Just hits a drive and the actual T sparks when he hits it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was my
just,
dad.
dude, just
with,
listen to
kids.
any. Just put in any AC/DC song, pretend you're walking up to the T box, and trust me, you'll picture it. You'll be like, oh yeah, never mind. He's right. We had to just go with this.
I'm trying to think. Oh, if there was one artist that you could collaborate with, who would it be?
Ooh.
Monet would be dope. He's dead though.
Yeah, but it could be someone that's alive or dead. Whoever you
I was
want.
about to ask that. Are we going to live or dead?
Yeah, either one.
Oh man.
Who is the lady that painted the seashells?
I don't know.
I love those. I don't know what they are, but she painted seashells.
I'm not sure.
Really?
Is it Georgia O'Keeffe?
Look it up.
I'm gonna go all street, and I would love to collaborate with Banksy, like do something cool with him.
For some reason I was thinking that. I don't know why. I was also gonna see if you did any like tagging, like did any like graffiti work before.
That's something like I've always wanted to try to mess around with too. Just the air can alone looks so cool to work with. Like some of these guys make it look awesome.
Is Cali really bad about graffiti? Like, can you get in like big trouble?
I feel like not as much as you used to be able to, but yeah, you'll still get in trouble. Yeah.
Didn't they call it tagging back in the day? Like that's what it's called. Yeah.
I had some friends that were taggers.
She painted seashells. That doesn't look like a seashell.
I don't even want to tell you what that looks like.
No, those are flowers. That's for sure a flower. Yeah, she painted seashells, and I've always loved her work.
We see why you like them. No,
yeah, we know. Why. The first picture you popped.
Well, that one's a skull.
That wasn't the picture.
But yeah, I don't know if that's
definitely not podcast appropriate. I'm just kidding.
I actually have one that looks like this on my desk. I've always appreciated Banksy's cleverness in his artwork, so that's why I would want to collab with him because I think we could, do something kind of cool.
That's awesome. Do you have any questions? I know we do some food related ones. So yeah, I don't know if you had any other ones.
So next year we're doing the Shindig in California. That's kind of confirmed at this point. If we make it out to Sacramento, where are we gonna go eat?
Oh man. Any taco spot around in Sacramento is so good. You can't go wrong. It's almost just pick one. Downtown Sac too. If you're in downtown Sac area, a lot of good food there.
What about the diner that you were at with your artwork? Still up and existing right now?
It's still open.
Oh
no.
Damn, it must have been really open.
Is this still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There he is.
There we go. I was like freaked out for a second.
It's okay. Last week I turned the internet off. He did. He goes, yeah, it's the right switch. And I'm like, the right switch? He goes, yeah, and then I turned the left switch.
You clicked the left. The other right.
They're nothing, I'm not knocking them, but they're nothing fancy. They're just a regular eat and dine, great breakfast. The people there are awesome. Just the atmosphere is cool. But yeah.
So maybe we'll start there for breakfast and then we'll get tacos for lunch.
That would be a good play. Yeah, that'd be a good play.
Well, let's definitely make it happen. We'll let you know as soon as we confirm the details. But I
can confirm it is not in Sacramento though.
No, it'll be in California.
I'll be there.
California's huge.
Sacramento-ish.
It is huge.
Kind of, yes. In that vicinity.
I mean, the first time I've ever been to California was last year on the Shindig. I was like, oh, we can just go visit LA. Like, it can't be that far away. And then Ralph's like, dude, it's like 9 hours.
Yeah, it's
I was like, dude, in 9 hours, we can get to St. Louis, Missouri from here.
Yeah, we just did a family trip to San Diego, and I was not happy. We all ended up driving, and I was like, yeah, this went exactly how I thought it was going to go. My kid got car sick like hour and a half into the ride.
Oh no.
It was not fun. I was just like, all right, next time, planes, I don't care.
A lot faster to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Santos, man, we really appreciate your time. And again, we appreciate your generosity for all the donations for the event. We're super excited for this weekend. Wish you could be out here.
I have a really hard time giving away that canvas. Like somebody's gonna love it, and it's so good.
It is nice.
I was gonna try to make a counterfeit.
I'm gonna take
This
a
is
picture
for
of
you,
it.
but I actually want to keep it myself.
I'm gonna
make a
take
trade.
I'm gonna
Derek's
take a
like, I don't
picture
think
of
that was
it.
the picture.
Yeah, I'm taking a picture of it, develop the picture, put it on my wall.
There you go. But again, man, we really appreciate it. Hopefully we can have you on again down the road. And
Oh, I'd love to be on again.
Once we finish Derek's Michael Jordan.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna send you a message because we'll work on something.
Let's do that. Appreciate you guys. Love listening to you guys. Keep up the good work. And good luck on the golf tournament this weekend. I know it's not easy trying to run a tournament and play at the same time. So
yeah.
Oh, good thing I'm not playing.
Yeah, I'll be playing a little bit with Big Jord, but we'll make sure to tag you too. Like I said, we'll be taking photos and videos of the whole thing. So
yeah, looking forward to seeing it too. Yeah, I had a couple people reach out to me and asked if I was going to go, and I was like, unfortunately, not this year, but I will. It looks like a blast.
Well, we appreciate it.
Next year.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if it's California for sure, that's a no brainer.
Sure.
Can't dodge that one.
No. All right, broski. Nice to meet you, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. We'll talk soon.
Likewise. Thank you. Have a good one.
Take care.